Hi, this is life. It can be fun just like when you were a kid and you play Mario. What if instead of spending life playing video games, you could turn your life into a video game? I make this video because I think many people today aren't really living life. It's more like they're finding things to occupy themselves with to not have to deal with life or not have to think about life. Things like Netflix and video games to forget about how boring and meaningless your life is. Things like fishing for likes and matches on Instagram and Tinder to earn validation and feel like you're worth something. Things like drugs and alcohol to forget about how crap you feel, how depressed you are all the time. Things like expressing politically correct opinions on social media to, pretend that you care, pretend that you're a good person and not just a loser, lonely loser who doesn't really care about anyone and doesn't make any difference. What if I told you you can help people and be a good person in real life instead of pretending to be one online? What if I told you you can feel good without waking up hungover the next day? And what if I told you you can have the exact same experience you get from playing video games just by living your life? I make a lot of comparisons with video games, probably because I'm a millennial born in 1992. It could probably be replaced with whatever got you excited as a kid. But to me it's the perfect comparison because when I was a kid, nothing got me more excited than video games. Like, I remember the first time I got, not the first time I played, but when I got Super Mario 64. And I had it for my own game. Like, so much to explore. I knew there were 120 stars to collect and lots of secrets, lots of other secrets to find. Endless possibilities. And, it's one thing when a kid feels this way. But today there's way too many fully grown men who spends most of their free time in a virtual world. And the thing is, you shouldn't need a video game to make you feel this excited. You should only need your life. You've been given one life, one chance to do whatever you want in this world. And something is obviously wrong if you choose to spend most of that time in a pretend world. There's so much real stuff to do in the real world. Like, Mario jumps. Like, you can jump in real life. You can just do stuff, There's so much things to do, but still, many people choose to spend most of their lives on their smartphone, on their TV, on their computer, on their surf tablet, in front of a screen. A fake world. I'm not saying we shouldn't use these things at all, but if you're at a party and you're more concerned about appearing to have a good time at the party on your Instagram story than you are about actually having a good time at a party, then something must have gone wrong, right? Yeah? Yeah, you recognize yourself in that situation? Then you got a problem, bro. Or sis. And I know this because I've been this person. I was depressed for the longest time, and I don't even really know if I knew during the worst times, I knew for sure, but in between, it was like I was living in a trance. The maximize pleasurable feelings every chance you get trance. Lying in bed watching TV shows or playing video games all day. Getting drunk with friends and going out every chance I got. Trying to get laid in bars and on Tinder every chance I got. Posting things to social media to earn validation. And so on and so on. And yeah, I studied too. And not because I was driven by something, just, you gotta feel like you're doing something with your life, right? So even a thing like that, studying, can be something to, make yourself feel better. Oh, I'm studying. I'm good. I'm doing stuff. Do you see what I'm getting at? Like, I didn't really have a life. I just did stuff to not feel bad, basically. To feel good temporarily because I felt bad all the time. And everyone don't have the same background as me, but I promise you, you're not happy. If you're living your life this way, you are not happy. You are managing right now because, you're numb enough from all the drugs. We can call them drugs, Netflix, social media. When you use it like that, it's a drug. Gotta throw food in there. People use food as a drug today. Like, just think about it. In the Stone Age, when maybe you had to hunt for days before you caught a prey. Like, of course you feel satisfied and happy about yourself when you've done that. And of course you're gonna, feel good in a, good way, if that makes sense. But now, we never get that opportunity. We just eat to feel good. Maybe you think you're hungry, but really you're eating because it's a nice sensation in your mouth most of the time. So you're numb right now and can't feel how, depressed you actually are. But if we removed all those things from you, you'd feel horrible. So I lived my life this way, trying to maximize pleasure every chance I got, and if you've been following me, you know what happened next. I hit the wall, started having chronic panic attacks, and was forced to change or die. And I chose the first option. And the amazing thing is not only that I managed to cure myself from my depression and panic attacks, I feel better than I ever did before that. Now it's like I'm a kid again, and life is my video game. That's from his game, by the way. Maybe it's not possible for me to explain how, exactly how I went about making this change in my life. I feel like it's like this a lot, that you can give people practical tips, some advice, but there's one final piece of information that can't be transferred from human to human. Like, it has to come from within. And for me, this was when I had my first panic attack, because it made me realize two things. One, I can't live like this. Two, I don't want to die. And suddenly I just knew what's important in life and what isn't. And you know, it was a rocky road. I couldn't arrive where I'm at right now in one day. But I finally knew what life was about. Having fun, doing what you want. I woke up. I knew what I needed to do. So now, I am actually grateful I had that first panic attack, because without it, I'd never reach the point I'm at right now. So maybe you have to have an experience like that to learn the secret, if you will. Maybe I can't really explain it to you. But what I can do is tell you how I changed my outlook on life to just give you some motivation so you know that, hey, you can be depressed for like most of your life and turn into the happiest man on earth. See, I think the modern human falls into the trap a lot, that they think there are set rules in life that you have to follow. Like, you have to get a good education and a prestigious job, or else you're a loser. You have to express politically correct opinions and show everyone what a good time you have at the party with your friends on social media, or else you're a loser. You have to get laid. You have to have a beautiful Instagram feed. You have to be popular, or else you're a loser. So dumb. Getting other people's approval. Can you imagine that? Living your life, doing things so that other people won't, that you don't know, most of them, won't dislike you or something. The thing is, you don't have to do any of those things. Like, if you don't like using Instagram, if it's really unimportant to you, but you feel like you have to show something, you have to get those likes, you can just stop. It doesn't matter. And if you don't care about getting laid, which really, it's only, the only time it should be considered important to get laid is when you're married and want a child, you know. So if you don't really care about that, you don't have to do that to impress your bros or something. Like, they can be idiots and think you're uncool or something for doing that. So what? So what? Why do you need idiots' approval? Sometimes you don't even realize that you do stuff because you want to impress others. Like, for years, I went out drinking like most weekends, and I thought I wanted to. But when I started to, you know, become more stressed out and just worn out and tired, and I was too tired some weekends to go out, I noticed how much I liked staying at home with friends, watching movies, you know, taking a walk, just having a chill time. I realized I've been going out for years, and I just did it because I thought I had to. If I didn't get laid every once in a while with some random drunk girl from the bar, wow, so impressive. You know, that I was a loser then. Or that if people couldn't see on my, well, there's no party stories on Theo's Instagram here. He must be a loser. He doesn't have a life. Like, I didn't literally think about it that way, but I realized I kind of thought like that. I went out partying to seem cool. Worthless. But I've left all of that behind, and you can too. Like, you can do whatever you want in this life. Like, you can literally quit your job tomorrow and, leave your house. You can move out in the woods and live there if you want. Like, I'm not saying, like, specifically that is something you'd like to do, but, you know, thinking about it, why not? Why not try and live 1 or 2 days in the forest at least? Have you tried that? Oh, that's right. You can probably go to the forest in your video game. So the point about the forest there is there are no rules. You can do whatever you like. There are no rules. Not only is it okay to do things like that, it's fun. It's what life is about. Exploring, trying new things. Trying new things doesn't always have to be trying new means of intoxication, or new degenerate sexual acts, or new junk foods. It can just be you going out and doing something you've never done. It can be you talking to someone you haven't talked to. Whatever. You could go to a mall with a sign that says free hugs and just hug people. Because why not? Why not? Some people would think you're weird. Most people would think you're totally cool and awesome for doing that. And you'd enjoy it. You'd have fun. You know, come to think of it, I am going to spend a day or two in the forest. Not the winter is coming. I have other plans for the winter. But I am going to try it. And you know what? At Christmas time, I'm gonna put up a sign somewhere and say free Christmas hugs, and I'll give people hugs. Just trying something, just having fun. So I think you're starting to get the gesture of what I'm talking about. But let's talk about some actual things you can do to start playing the video game of life. So let's bring up another video game for the most obvious comparison. It's a game called Diablo 2 that I used to love as a kid, and I even play it every once in a while still. Still holds up, great game. But it's a role-playing game, a hack and slash role-playing game, which means basically that there are role-playing elements, but also you have to be quick. You jump, click around and kill monsters and stuff. And so you find gear, better gear, you level up, get better stats, and you learn new skills. So, what do you think I'm going to tell you next? How could you do this in real life? That's right. Instead of leveling up your character in a video game, you can level up yourself. With exercise being the most obvious thing. Like you start lifting weights to level up your muscles and strength. You start running to level up your stamina. You start doing mobility drills and movement work to, you know, be able to move better, jump better. New skills, higher stats, level up. And you could take a course and learn a new language. Or you can learn a dance. Or you can learn how to make pots. You can learn how to be a carpenter. Just a little bit or something. You're still leveling up. You're adding to you. Like someone else must be excited. Like this is literally how I feel about life now. I love exercising. I love lifting weights. And I get the same feeling. I remember once in a gym when I realized it. I started thinking about being a kid playing Diablo 2 and leveling up. And realized this is the exact way I'm feeling in the gym. How awesome isn't that? So I realized, like, okay, not everyone is gonna find exercising as much fun as I do, sure, but someone, come on, someone must be excited about this. You can level up. Would you rather level up in real life or in a pretend world? Start leveling up right away. Strength training I recommend, of course, because I love it, but I mean, like literally in any way. Learn something new. Take up a new hobby. Read a new educational book. Watch a documentary. Whatever. Get into something. Add to you. Level up. So that's your main quest in the video game of life. Getting stronger, better, faster, improving, leveling up. So let's talk about side quests. People are so stuck in their rut in life that they don't even think or realize what possibilities there are. Like take this for instance. I see a guy on Instagram, a gym guy. Seems like a cool guy and he's an entrepreneur. He has a couple of companies. So I just write to him and I ask him, you know, I tell him a little bit about myself and just say that, hey, if you want any help with anything or something, you know, just holler at me. And he asked me to come help him at this fair that was at the Swedish bodybuilding championship. So I got to go there and help him for a bit, meet some fun people, see this bodybuilding show that I never saw before. We ended up becoming friends, might, you know, collaborate in some way in the future. And he let me buy this massage gun for, you know, a heavy reduced price. So, nice side quest and a nice little reward there, huh? See what I mean? You can just do stuff like that. Like the worst thing that could have happened was that he think I'm weird. Too outgoing and doesn't reply. Oh no. And now let's talk about interacting and messing around with the NPCs. And for those of you who don't know, NPCs are non-playable characters. So in your real life, just other people basically. And sorry, I'm laughing. I don't know. It's just because I guess I used to be afraid. Like I wanted to view myself as an outgoing social person, but I was, you know, us Swedes, we don't talk a lot in public with strangers and stuff. But I wanted, you know, to be one of those people who are just, you know, the cool guy just says something funny to you on the something like that. But yeah, and I'm laughing because I've changed so much. I'm just so comfortable doing stuff like that now. Like, so you go ahead and do that. You know, you can pretend like, no, when I'm in public, I don't want to talk to anyone. But you know that, like, when someone asks you for directions, and you know it, and you can give good directions, and they say, oh my God, thank you so much, you feel good. You know that. So you can have nice little interactions like that, not every day maybe, but you know, just more often. When you hear people, say you hear two people talking about something and wondering about something on the subway that you know about, just don't sit there quiet. You know, go over to them and say, hey, I know about this. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to strike up a conversation for the rest of the subway fare, you know, but it's a pleasant little thing, right? Why not just do it? And then you can just troll people. Because, you know, I'm not saying be mean to people, but, you know, it's fine. You don't have to behave among people like you're like a kid at a very strict school or something where no one is allowed to do anything outside the rules. You could just joke a little with people, and if they don't like it, you didn't hurt them. Like, this is my area of expertise. See, yeah, sure, I look silly doing that. Sure, but I get so excited by that song, I just feel like moving around. Should I not move around? Because I'm afraid that all these people in the gym that I don't know are going to think I'm weird or something. Am I going to restrain myself for what? For what? So that unknown people won't think I'm weird. No, I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance and march on the treadmill when I feel like it. So if you feel like dancing on the treadmill, or if you're walking in the street and you like the song, just humming along for a bit, it's fine. If the non-playable characters, you know, look funny at you, who cares? And you know, it's considered a good thing in video games if there's lots of exploration, if there's lots to explore apart from the main quest. And guess what? There's a lot to explore apart from the main quest in real life. Like, you live on Earth. Welcome. There's many cool things to see. Let's not even talk about Earth, just your country. How many places in your country have you actually visited? And if you do travel a lot, like, I mean, just go to random places. You can take a friend. Instead of spending the whole day on the couch, watching Netflix, playing games, or whatever, taking drugs, basically, getting high. Instead of getting high, you could take a friend, watch a map and see that, here's a place 40 kilometers away that we've never been. Let's take the car there and see what it's like. Why not? Why not? Doesn't it sound more fun than watching yet another series that you only watch because you watched all the ones you really wanted to watch and now you watch this to, you know, get your fix? Just go and do something. And then we have the just try things part. Like you always do in video games, you just try. I wonder if I can talk to that person. I wonder if I can pick that up. I wonder if I can break this thing. And disclaimer here, don't go around breaking stuff. Maybe it's not the perfect comparison all the time, but you know, you can try stuff, but don't go around breaking other people's stuff. But you can try things. Just try to find out what happens. So I do this. This summer I found out about fasting. That's a good healthy thing to do, and I realized I've never been, my whole 26-year-long life, I've never been without food more than a day. So I tried not eating for 5 days, and it was cool. I felt good from it. And then I heard that you can actually go several days without not only eating food, but without drinking or even touching water as well. Wow, that sounds cool. That sounds like a challenge. I never tried that. Let's try it. And when I did it, I realized, taking a sauna while this dry should be intense. I've never tried that. Let's try it. I heard that when you're dehydrated, severely dehydrated, you can basically drink water through your skin. I've never tried that. So I break this dry fast by jumping in the ocean. That's 10 degrees cold. I've never bathed in such cold water before. That's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a shock. Let's try it. Just try things. It's cool. It's fun. And sometimes you try something and it wasn't for you. That's fine. It's fine. But you're gonna have so much fun, more fun, if you just try things. Maybe you think these things sound dumb. Why should I go to random places? Why should I talk to random people and do random stuff like that? Why can't I just spend most of my time watching series, being on Instagram and so on? Well, you can, but everyone knows that eventually playing the game with cheat codes on makes it very boring. You gotta do it the right way to enjoy it for real. There's one big difference between video games and real life though. In video games, you have unlimited lives, but you only have one real life. Still, it's in real life that people are so very, very afraid of just doing whatever the heck they feel like. Just trying things. Have so many conceptions about having to be and behave in a certain way. Being so worried about how the NPCs are gonna react to what you do. Like, if I want to leave you with one thing, it's this. Like, you have to take the NPCs into consideration. You can't go crazy with your interactions with them, or else you'll not be able to finish the main quest. But in the video game that is your life, you are the main character. Why let non-playable characters affect how you live and feel and think at all? There's a lot of things that can go wrong in life without you dying though. But don't be afraid to fail, I guess I'd add too. Like, you know how hard levels in some games you have to just try and error till you can make it. It's the same in life. Don't be afraid to fail. It's fine. Failure is often a necessary step towards improvement, towards achieving something. I think that's it. Hopefully I got my point across. Just basically trying to make you live more freely and not get stuck in a rut all the time. And I'm not saying you can, always do whatever the hell you feel like, but basically, there's still important things, stuff you have to do and stuff like that. But, just have this mindset of being in control of your life. You're the main character. Like, life can be so much fun when you do this. Like, I enjoy my life every day now. I have fun every day. I'm excited to just go out of bed, even if I don't have anything special to do, because I know I'll think of something. And I'm nowhere near reaching my goals yet. I still have bad habits, things I need to improve about myself. I'm just not worried about it. I know I'm heading in the right direction, and I'm having a blast while doing it. So, come on, join me and play the video game of life. Game over, please hit like and click subscribe.